What's happening, guys? Dan here, DD Speed Shop. We're back at it. 57 Chevy where we left it. We had the interior mostly together real quick. People want to keep the bench seat. I hear you. I'd love a bench seat. The problem is this is a bench seat out of a four-door, no foldy fold. So getting the back seat's a bit of a hassle. Mer's old. He needs a seat to fold forward. That's why you either want a folding bench, which is like impossible to find, or a set of buckets. There you go. Defended. So what we're going to do today, well, next couple of days, I got to get some paint on this thing. So it's finally middle of April, starting to feel like spring, even though we're supposed to get much more snow in a couple of days. Winnipeg. But I want to get this convertible out toot sweet so we can enjoy this thing. Now, I'm going to a swap meet. It's Sunday now. I'm going to a swap meet out of town to look at some cars and stuff like that this weekend, like Thursday night, Friday. So that gives me like 3-4 days. I don't want to jinx it, but I'd like to have this thing painted. Like, put the last stroke on, get in the truck, and start driving all night, 9 hours west. And then it can dry for like 3 days, get real hard, and have no issues. Because at the end of the day, this single stage paint, I'm going to end up wet sanding and buffing it. Well, Mur is. Mur, by the way, you're doing that. So that's the plan. Now, this side of the car should be better than that side. I did do lower quarters. It does have a whammo right there, but that's hidden by trim. Up here was in real nice shape. This back piece and all this I had done with the convertible conversion pieces. There's a little bit of stuff, like it's kind of got a hard line there, but it is what it is. The deck lid was a known good deck lid, which I had off of something. It's got a little bit of a whammy right there I got to take care of. The real issue is the door. This door down here, it is bad. But a little bit of filler will fix that. Fender wasn't too bad. Needs a little bit of, couple of little dings and dents here and there. And the front had a dent in it, which I'll have to just kind of smooth out. Hood was in really nice shape. Cowl was in nice shape. I'm thinking 2, maybe 3 videos of jamming, priming, give it a quick block. I might just be able to get it blocked before I leave. But I'd like to lay down some paint, let it harden up, do its thing, and my little secret weapon here. If the paint goes shitty, my plan is wet sand through to some of the primers and old colors, make it look ratty. If that fails, I'll just shoot it flat black, and we'll deal with it next year. So, we'll get set up. I'm going to start on this door because it's going to be just fillered about there down. Oh, and enough people maybe commented, do you think I should take the door handle off this time when I do bodywork? Nah. Man, so I boned the sound. I didn't have the jack plugged in, carbureted, and a fuel-injected world stuff. Anyway, I loaded a bunch of filler on here. I was talking my way through it. I figured I'd just kind of show you what I did. So I put on a pile. Everybody keeps saying, put on more filler, put on more filler. So that's what I did. I put on one shmoo. I just kind of flattened out real quick, and I put on a whole other coat. So it's going pretty good. There's a couple low spots here. This actually wasn't that bad. The problem is this was a door welded, so it had a seam there and across. So I thought, you know what, we'll just do the whole thing. Then we'll be able to long bore it right out. What I was trying to explain was I hit the back here off camera with the longboard, and you can see, for instance, right here, I haven't filled this. Luckily, I'm lazy. But you can see it's still a little bit dark right there, and it's light all the way around. That's how I found out there was a bit of a low spot. The other thing I did was I put on the piece of trim, and it hides so much in here. You can see I didn't even, like, that's still body filler I hadn't taken out. This is all rust. That's where the tail, like the fin is, the Bel Air fin. And it just gets stuff behind it. It kind of rusts, it pits, it does its thing. But at the end of the day, I rust treated it before. We're gonna have some paint on it. It'll last another 65 years, especially this thing. With the weather it's gonna see, ain't too much. So we're gonna let this all kind of dry or harden up, whatever. A bunch more longboarding. I think we're gonna do okay. We're doing pretty good progress. It looks rough, but you know what? A lot will come out. Down here, I did put a lower quarter on the back section for sure. I don't even remember what I did. Maybe I should go look at the stuff. Then up in here we have all that convertible pieces, so that'll all blend together and be fine. I'm hoping the deck lid and the hood are in decent shape. I don't even know what I said. What I haven't said here is going to be on camera, so I'm repeating myself. I am sorry, but that's the plan. So we're going to let that harden up. I'm going to pull the bumper off because we got to get in there. Just a couple little whammos to do in the back. This thing should be pretty good. Again, for the driver quality we're going with, the Earl Scheib Mako paint job, it'll be fine. I mean, shiny red always looks good, right? So, I'll see you in a bit. We'll be doing a little more sanding. Well, it's actually been a couple of days. I've been picking away at this thing here and there. We got a fair bit of filler in the door and stuff, but she's pretty straight. I actually have the door fillered to the fender, so we get a perfect line. The fender's pretty good. I do a little bit of work on the hood right there, otherwise it's pretty much scuffed up, sanded down. Back here, we got a little bit in the wheel arch area, not too bad. And then we just gotta finish in there and a little bit of deck lid, so bumper off and whatnot. It's, I don't even know what it is, April something or other. And pile of snow happened. So much snow today. It's actually just having a little break right now. We had none. It's all right back. We're supposed to get a foot of snow. We're halfway there. Businesses are closing is an absolute friggin' nightmare. I had to go to a different body shop never been to before because everywhere I have been, all their stuff was out of stock, or they were closed, I should say. So I got different body filler and high build and reducer. I don't know what's going on there. So we're going to try a bunch of different stuff out. I'm hoping tonight I can have it. Well, I don't even want to jinx it. I know I should be already basically ready to prime, but I've just been so lazy getting this happening. But now we're probably not going on the trip. Roads are closed, the whole deal. So, see if I can get this thing in primer and then block it and get some red right away here. We'll see what happens. But I gotta say this car was a little bit worse than I was expecting. The hood I thought was perfect, but it actually had some pretty mangled stuff, and then the deck lids. Not so great either, but oh, we're gonna keep giving her. Well, this right here is the definition of good from far, but far from good. So you got her all kind of sanded down in 220. I skipped a lot of stuff. We've done a bunch of bodywork videos, and honestly, the painting is the fun part. I think the plan is, obviously, primer it. We'll let that set up, do its thing for a couple hours. I'll unmask it, kind of take a look at it. And that'll be it for this video. The next video, I think we'll start blocking and convince my old man to come over. He needs a little bit of something to do. I'd like to jam the doors maybe and stuff like that and test out the paint with the hardener, make sure the mix is good and all that sort of stuff. And I mean, really, I don't know what I'll do. I guess just really the door jams, maybe around the deck lid. We'll see how crazy I want to go. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Block it, block it, block it. Lay some paint down. Call her a day. Unfortunately, the weather has just like, oh, can you see out there? Like a foot and a half snow. Bunk. Anyways, I'm gonna go mix the paint, primer, and then I'll see you guys on the tripod. We'll dust this thing together. I'm actually pretty excited. A lot of filler on it, but she's straight. All right, I mixed the paint up. I couldn't find my good mask, so let me know in the comments I'm an idiot. So let's lay this down. So we'll probably put a few coats down, and it'll fill them. Might as well use all this primer. And yeah, hope for the best here. Stuff just lays down so thick. Probably could have thinned this a little more, but whatever. Look at those even strokes. I don't know what happened. The gun kept screwing up. Took it apart, I cleaned it. I had cleaned it before I put it away. Last time I used it was painting that stupid red, that farmer red. So I don't know if it jammed it all up, because I had to change to a big tip gun. Anyway, frustration got the better of me. We put the coat on. I had to thin it out so bad I ended up having runs and I got cranky, and this has been fighting me non-stop. This has been a problem video. I went out and bought a brand new one. It was on sale for $30. So you know what? $30 makes me happy. I'm going to assemble that. I'm going to mix some new paint because that stuff's now been sitting out and I don't want any of that. This is now dry. I'll try again. And if it fails again, then I know I'm the problem. I'm not the problem. Okay, so I got this new gun. The trigger feels a lot better. I think something's all jammed up in there, which no way it's due to lack of maintenance. You guys know me. So, I don't know. It's much nicer. Oh, God. Look at this professional work we're doing. Oh, that was stressful. Don't you just love when $30 can fix all of life's problems? I'm going to lay this down. I'm going to go in and eat something ridiculous because I'm frustrated. We'll try again later. This is working out good. Good God, is there runs in this though. There we go, 2 coats. I'll do a third on my own and bring it back. Okay, so the third coat's on. I just want to show you real quick here. Well, it's kind of wet. You can kind of see, like, the light looks okay on it. Like, we're just kind of comparing right here. See how that line's on the fender? It looks fairly round and decent. Obviously, primer's not the same as paint, but while it's wet, it kind of gives the appearance of a bit of a shiny gray. We have some runs. I'll show you all that after it dries, but that's it for now. We're going to let it sit up for a couple hours, something like that. I'm really going to wait on this one before I unmask it, because to unmask in here, I have to lean over that, and I don't want to risk it, because well, I'm not as small as I used to be. But anyways, this primer worked out great. After I bought a new gun, there are some dents and all that there, but again, that's all going to be hidden. I'm real happy with the way it's turned out. This thing fought me hard, but we're going to win. See you in a couple hours. Well, a couple of hours later, and unmasked by simply ripping the tarp off, it worked out pretty good. The primer, I'm happy with it. Laid down pretty good. Man, nothing but problems in this video. I tell you, I just couldn't believe it. Everything came out pretty good. The dash, I already checked it out, but there's no overspray on, so I'm really happy about that. Looks like I might have got just a little bit of overspray on my window moldings, but hopefully a little bit of thinner will take that primer off like nothing. But away she goes. Way it goes for me anyways. So the plan now, well, for the next video, tomorrow, we're going to be doing blocking. Now, ultimately, my main concern is going to kind of be the hood, the top of the fenders, which honestly, this came out, I think, pretty nice. It's hard to It's hard to see, at least for me. I'm not expert body guy by any means. And when it's just a filler, it's hard to see what it's going to kind of look like. You put a color on it, and it makes it look a lot better. Now, obviously, flat primer hides a lot, but we did see it when it was wet, and I think it was presentable for what it is. It's going to be a 20-footer. There's no bones about it. Now, in talking to Murr, expert Murr, kind of belt line up is what I really want to focus on. That's what you're going to see of this car. The hood, the top of the fenders, top of the doors, the big V in the quarter, all that. Keep the wheel arches somewhat symmetrical and looking decent, but this car has such a Coke bottle shape to it that here down you can barely see when you're standing beside it, unless you have a real, you're standing far back from it, you can even see the rockers. So it came out really good. I'm happy with it. And I'll show you here, we got a few runs at the back when the camera, nope, I'm touching the camera. The paint gun malfunctioned, or I was the problem or whatever, so I'm sure these are still soft. I'm not gonna be able to sand those, but that'll be fine. They'll be good for tomorrow. We do have some dents and whatnot. Again, it'll all be hidden by the trim, but I'll knock some of these straight pretty easy. I'm not gonna worry about body filling them. The deck lid came out real nice. I'm real happy with this. I gotta say, it turned out fantastical. So that's the plan. The next video is starting tomorrow for me. I'm done tonight working on the car, blocking, and I actually want to put a little bit of color in the door jambs, I think. I'd like to get used to how this paint's going to work, how to mix it, make sure it hardens up, all that stuff. Because the last thing I want to do is put a bunch of paint on here, it don't harden up, it goes goofy or something like that, and I'm on the whole car. A door jamb I can live with. I also got just a small amount of cleaning up to do, but to do that, this car has to go out there. For this car to go out there, I have to deal with all this. So whatever it was 2 days ago, we were driving this thing. I put the summer tires on. Look at all this frickin' snow we have. So I got to clear, Bobcat clear, get that moving, probably chain it up and drag it. Get the driveway cleared out, back this out, because it's done snowing for tonight. Looks like it. But it's supposed to start again, I believe, tomorrow. So I'm going to do all that. Next time you see me, the garage will be cleaned up. And we'll be starting to block on this and maybe get some color in the door jambs. And I think I'm going to try and convince Murr to come over, because he's had like 6 months off. And I've been paying my monthly fee, but I haven't been getting the services I deserve. So anyways, this video's been a pain in my ass. Fought me on every turn. Do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below, and I will, well, see you in a couple of days. Man, she's coming along.